Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mr. Sanchez coming at you with another lesson for Algebra 2, lesson 11-1, translation of parabolas. Uh, Today's learning targets are very simple. It's to learn some of the properties of a parabola and graph parabolas using translation. Okay, so it's not going to be too hard. Over here, number one, you're going to look at, this is going to be the basic parabola right here. This graph right here. This is the graph of y equals x squared. This U shape we create, that's called a parabola. Its lowest or highest point, depending on where you're at, it's called the vertex. In this point, the vertex is 0, 0. And it has the following key points: -2, 4, -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, and 2, 4. Okay. That's the basic graph, right? And you need to know this information so that we can go forward. Similarly, if you have negative x squared, the negative in front of x squared just flips our graph. So our vertex is still 0, 0. The only thing that happens is we change all our y values from being positive to negative. So instead of having -2, +4, you have -2 for -4, -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, -1, and 2, -4. You'll notice that when a parabola, whenever you have a negative coefficient in front of the parabola, our parabola is always going to go down. And if you're wondering what is coefficient, coefficient is in front, the number in front of our variable, right? And whenever it's whenever it's negative, the parabola is gonna be flipped face out. Whenever the coefficient in the front is positive, you're gonna be looking upward. Okay. And these are the basic features of a parabola. Okay. Next up, we gotta go over to the next problem. All right. Before we go over, we gotta go over this nice little equation here, vertex form. Vertex form. Every parabola can be every quadratic equation can be written in vertex form. That is y is equal to ax minus h squared plus k. Okay. Where a is the horizontal shifter, where h tells you how you're going to shift horizontally, and k is the vertical shifter. Okay. We're going to go over on what it means. All right, first we're going to go over vertical shifts. Vertical shifts are whenever we have a number outside of our x squared, right? So our k value. Okay, y is equals to x squared plus k. Because we have a plus, that means that if k shifts, if k is positive, it's gonna shift up. Right, k shifts up if it's positive, and k shifts down if negative. And when we're talking about shifting, we're talking about all our y values from our original graph. Okay. So let's go ahead and scroll down, and it says graph y equals x squared plus 2. All right, so we're going to go ahead and graph our original function, x squared. All right, this is called a parent function. Now let me go ahead and graph this. Okay, now the original function, the parent function, is y equals x squared here. Okay, so the original graph looks like this. It has these key points. And if you're wondering where I got them, just look at the previous slide, right? This is the original graph. Okay. This +2 means vertical shift up. It says shift up 2 points, 2 units. Okay. So that means wherever our points are, we're going to move them up 2 spaces. So this point that was right here is going to go up here. This point that was right here is going to move up here. And similarly over here. And then this one's going to go up here. All right. So our actual graph is going to be this one right here. Okay. This one is y equals to x squared plus 2. And all we did was shift all our original points up by 2. Okay, all our y values, they go up by 2. Now we have minus, because we have minus here on the next one, we're actually gonna go down. So this says shift down Shift 3 units down. It's a vertical shift, right? So let's see. Let's draw our graph. No, you don't have to draw the dotted graph, okay? I'm just showing you the dotted graph to show you what it would look like if you did this on your own, okay? Remember, just to show you the translation, right? So remember, we start at 0, 0, 1, 1, and 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're gonna reflect. All right, so this is what our original graph looks like. That's y equals x squared. Now, you don't have to draw this part, but just to show you, we're shifting it down. This point is gonna go down 3 units. 1, 2, 3. This point is gonna go down 3 units. 1, 2, 3. And then this point right here is gonna go down 3 units. Right here. 1, 2, 3. And then you just reflect because the graph is symmetrical. Right. And then this is our actual graph. Nope, I don't like the way that came out. All right. Right, guys? That's what it should look like. And yeah, that's basically vertical shifts. When you have a positive number and a negative number, you're gonna be able to practice this later on in class. All right, next up, we have what we call horizontal shifts. All right. So horizontal shifts, that's when we have the number inside our parentheses with the X. All right. H is a horizontal shifter. Because of the negative, you have to do the opposite. What does that mean? So if H is greater than 0, you're going to shift to the right and shift to the left, right? So what does that mean? So let's look at this. All right. So we shift to the right when H is positive and we shift to the left when H is negative. But how do we know what our H value here? Because of this minus here, we take the opposite value, right? So right here we have -3. That means H is equal to 3. So we go to the right 3 units. Right, that's what I have right here, yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and graph our function. Remember, we always start with the parent function. All right, and our parent function is 0, 0, 1, 1, negative 1, 1, 2, 4, negative 2, 4. All right, so this is our original function, and once again, you do not need to draw this one. This is just to illustrate what's going on. So we're gonna shift to the right 3 units. So that means all our X values are gonna be moved to the right 3 units. So we start here, so you're gonna go 1, 2, 3. We're gonna be here, and this is where our graph is going to start. And then we just follow the same shape. All right. Ta-da. All right, now let's look over here. Because this is plus, that means that our H is equal to -5, which means 5 units left. Okay, so that's how we're gonna graph this. All right, and once again, we're gonna start with our base function, 1, 1. This is our base. This is called our parent function, okay? Because we do everything based off this graph, right? So we're shifting to the 5 units to the left. So this point goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This point goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's symmetrical, right? So then you're gonna go up here and up here, and this is our graph. All right. And that's our horizontal shifts. They're not too bad. Next up, The last part is putting it together. Okay, we're gonna go over what A does on a separate day since A is gonna um, be a little bit more complicated. All right, so how do we graph this? All right, so we just gotta look at what our shifts are gonna do. So we look here, H is equal to 2, therefore 2 units right. And because it's plus 1, 1 unit up. And H and K is our vertex, okay? Our vertex is equal to H comma K. That's why it's called vertex form. It tells us what our vertex is. So we're just gonna start with, we're just gonna do our graph. Okay. And I'm gonna start here. And I'm gonna draw the original function, but then I'm gonna show you how that's very easy just to draw the graph. Okay. So one more last time, we're gonna have our base function here. Right, so this is y equals x squared. Once again, you do not have to draw this. This is y equals x squared. After these transformations, we're gonna move 2 units to the right, so 1, 2, and 1 unit up. Okay, so this is gonna do the same thing. 2 units to the right, 1, 2, 1, 1, and then same thing. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. All right, and the vertex here is 2, comma 1. All right. You went to the left 2 units, I mean to the right 2 units, so 2 units to the right and 1 unit up. Similarly, we're gonna do something over here, okay? Okay, so remember, we started with our base function. Which starts off like this. I don't know why I'm switching the colors. This should be red. Right, this is the last time I do this. If you're able to draw the last part without doing the shifts, go ahead and do that. Okay, this is just to show you guys what we're doing. All right, so we're gonna go 3 units to the right and 2 units down. Okay, our vertex should be -3, comma 2. So 3 units to the right, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 units down. And now we just continue our shape, okay? It's always gonna go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, and then up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1, up 3, 1, 2. All right, and this is our new parabola. And that's it. All right, guys, that's today's lesson. Have a great day. I'll see you guys all in class. Bye-bye.